Hi friends, thanks so much for joining me today. So in today's card tutorial, we're going to be making this cool standing double Z fold card. Isn't it fun? And it does stand for display, which we all love, right? So as you know, I've been putting all my information on the back of my cards. These are my samples, and I just keep them in a file in a box. And then when I want to make them again, I just refer back to them. So it makes it so much easier to do it that way. So we will be using the Delicate Whispers stamps and the dies. These stamps are really pretty. They have great sentiments in here. And I love this floral image right here especially. That's my favorite. And the dies that coordinate with it. Some of these are standalone dies. And then some actually die cut the stamp images. For instance, this. So if you see them where they're completely solid like this and this and this and this, that means that they will die cut the stamped images, which are this one here and these two here, I believe. Although I know they look really small, but that's what they are. So one thing I learned from Onstage actually, and I'm going to let you know this because I was wondering about it myself. So Stampin' Up! Has a lot of people try to, what's the word I'm looking for? They copy us, right? Because they love our dies and our stamps. So like Temu, for instance, they will copy our stamps because somehow they get the catalog and they copy them. Well, Stampin' Up! Has come up with a way for them not to copy us, because usually what we did is we had our stamps and our dies at 100% when you would see the image of it, right? So now Stampin' Up! Has switched that around. The images are much different than what the actual image is when you stamp it and when you die cut it, making it much harder for these counterfeiters, that's the word I was looking for, counterfeiters, to copy our product. So just wanted to put that out there, something interesting, because I had complained about the fact that I didn't understand why they were using such big packaging and the images on the front were so tiny or, you know, pretty big. So there you go. Learn something new every day. And I'm also using the Lazy Daisy 3D embossing folder. All right, so what we want to do first, put my watercolor pencils aside for a second, is I need to score this one piece here. And let me open up the, all right, let's put this someplace where I can access it, but they're out of my way. Okay, so we're going to score this piece. So we're going to take the dark blade and we're going to park it. And we're going to score this at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. And this piece measures 2 inches by 8 1/2. So 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. I'm looking at my measurements that I have. So let's do 4 1/4 since we're here, right? It really doesn't matter because we're just going to flip it over. So 4 1/4, and then we're going to do 2 1/8. I needed to do just those two scores. Yes. Okay, good. So I think we can put this away because I don't need it, but I've got it handy in case I do. All right, where is my bone folder? I just recently cleaned off my desk and now I can't find any. Got it. Okay, so we're going to mountain fold the 2 1/8. And then we're going to valley fold the 4 1/4. So see, that kind of makes a Z, right? Yep, makes the letter Z. Okay, so that's how that's going to go on the card, though. Yes, this big piece is going to go there, and a little piece there. Okay, so we're good so far. Just I have to check myself because sometimes I do mess up. All right, so I've got 2 pieces, and the designer series paper that I'm using is our product of the month, which as of my recording of this video, it was still available, but I can't promise it'll be available when it goes live. And in order to get the product of the month, you simply spend $75 after all rewards have been taken and shipping and taxes. So the first thing you want to do is you want to put this piece down, then you want to put that Z panel down, because we're going to hide it underneath one of the DSP pieces. So we're going to lay that down like so. I'm going to glue to this panel here alone. We're going to lay that down. And I'm going to come about, I don't know, 2/3 of the way down, leaving about probably 3/4 of an inch to an inch from the bottom. Of course, that's all a matter of how you like to do it. So you can bring it up higher, you can bring it up lower. It's up to you. Choice is yours. And you see how this is a little bit longer, so once I'm done, we'll trim that. Or it might actually just work. Nope, I think it'll work once it's folded, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so since that's done, we can put our other panels. Now, these panels are going to go right here. Now, remember, you can also emboss, use solid cardstock and then emboss these pieces. That would also look beautiful. And you'll see. And then we're going to put, let's see, so now I need to put this piece down because this is going over it. See how that's going to hide that? Just like so. So I'm going to open this up and I'm just going to put adhesive. I found it easier to put it on here. I'm going to come in a little bit of the way. Of course, they didn't do it on that initial piece. Just like so. I found it easier to do this. And then we're just going to close that down right over that. Yeah, see how I gooshed it a little bit? All right, and then we're going to put this piece right over it, and nobody will know that it's there. I love making fun folds. How about you? Do you enjoy fun folds? Let me know in the comments if you love making fun folds, or if you just prefer plain old regular cards. I like both, but fun folds are fun to make. So there you go. So we have the bones of our card so far, right? All right, so let's set this aside so it could finish drying. And actually, you know what? Let me put these pieces down since we're here. So I did emboss these. Isn't that so pretty? I just love all the detail. So we'll put these down. Let me make sure which way they're going. Okay, I got that right. Good. Good. So we'll just, and then this one's going to go here. And then we have this centerpiece, which is the designer series paper that I'm going to lay there. Okay, now. So we have a lot of new products coming out in May. We have our online exclusives, and we also have our new catalog, which is laid out so nicely, and it's a lot smaller because we're going to be doing 3 catalogs a year versus doing a big catalog and then, you know, the 2 minis. We're just going to do 3 catalogs, and they'll be smaller, much smaller. They'll be more along the lines of the mini catalogs. There will be some items in there that will stay in there, you know, for the duration, because they are essentials, you know, like glues and dimensionals and things like that nature. Okay, so we've got all that. So let's put that aside. And let's see, what are we going to do? I'm going to stamp a few things. All right, so I've already mounted these on my stamping positioner. And I've been trying to use this much more, and I've been learning a little bit as I go along about this. So I have found out that if you use your little ink spots, your little spots, the Stampin' Spots versus the larger ink pad, it's much easier to get coverage. So that's what I've started doing, and I feel like it's much easier for me. So thinking I'm going to do that in Versamark though, because we're going to heat emboss that. But Of You, which is going to go on here, is going to be in Secret C. So we're just going to tap that on there. Okay, that, and then we'll do the Versamark as well. I've already prepped my piece, my embossing buddy. And I'm using my silver embossing buddy, my silver embossing powder. This is very old, so they do have a new one, but that's what I'm using. All right, so we're gonna put this here. I'm not sure because it kind of moved on me. All right, that's okay. So I'm gonna just press down and then rub, and then rub down here as well. And lift up. And you have perfect inking. Awesome. Came out good. All right, let me clean this off really quick. We'll leave those on here. We can take these off. So let's get our embossing powder and our heat tool. All right. Hopefully I don't make too much of a mess. We'll brush off this excess here. I think I had lotion on my hand is what the problem was. All right, I'm going to turn on my heat tool so it's going to get loud, and I will fast forward through this so you're not hearing all the noise. But first, tweezers. So you can already see how it's changing. This just gets me every single time with this embossing. I just think it's so magical. Let me know in the comments what you think about heat embossing. Okay, here we go. So isn't that so cool? I just love heat embossing. It's just something so magical about it. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So then we're going to lay that there. But first we need to color our, oh, and I need to cut this out too. Okay, where's that trimmer? Let's try right about there. We can always trim it some more if we need to. But we'll try that first. Yeah, definitely need to trim that. Okay, so we're going to come in very close to the U and do the same thing over here. I think that should do it. Let's see. Yep, that's perfect. All right, great. Very good. Okay. So let's see what comes next. Let's color our piece here. Where's my, here we go. So I have my watercolor pencils. And I think I will do, let's see, Flirty Flamingo is where? Right here is Flirt. Nope, that's Calypso Coral. Where's my Flirty Up there you are. Yep. So I'm just going to add some Daffodil Delight in the center. So then color our petals in the Flirty Flamingo. And you'll see I'm just adding little wisps because afterwards what I'm going to do is use my Wink of Stella and just spread the color. And I can always come back after if I want to deepen the color. But for right now, I always like to do just a little less. So then we'll add some Old Olive here. Same thing. And to this one here. And we'll get that Wink of Stella. Another product that's coming out in May with the new catalog is we're going to have Wink of Stella brushes in our in colors, our new in colors. So that's pretty cool. All right, so now we're just going to take this and just spread that color around. It's kind of like pushing it around. And I just want a soft color. I don't want something too harsh. So, like I said, though, if you want to go back, you can always go back and add more color, but you can never take it away. Or you could just do another one. So once I'm done with this, we will die cut it, and then we'll finish putting the card together. Where's a scrap piece? You do want to wipe it in between so that you don't get any of that other color on your other areas. I think that's good. And I guess I should get the die out. That might help. That might help a little. All right. I didn't think to pull that out. Okay, so I'll add that right there. Okay. So pretty. Isn't that pretty? Let me zoom back out. Forgot to do that. I forgot to do that. Okay. That is scrap. All right, let's start putting this card together now. I have some embellishments here. I mean, some, what are these called? Dimensionals. Yeah, dimensionals. Okay, so that's going to go on here. So I want to make sure I put these in the right place. So let's see. Put one there, right? And I need another one right next to it. So I'll put it right down here. So, okay. And we're just going to lay that flat. Tuck it underneath a little bit. So, all right, so we're going to put our little branches here. We'll put those right here, like so. Oops, forgot to glue this down. And then, where did those little, up there, right here. They're right here. All right, so let me put the little bit of glue on here. I think we can still get some from here. I'll put that there and let it finish drying. And we'll just put this right about here so it could peek from our flower. Isn't that pretty? All right, so let's get some embellishments. We are using the muted palette dots. And I'll get my Take Your Pick tool. Let's see, what colors should we use? I think I want to use these. Petal Pink. Put one here. Where else? Put another one right down here maybe. So, and then we'll do another one, how about right in here? Right on that little flower there. Perfect. All right. So, there you go, friends. What do you think? Isn't it beautiful? I just love how it turned out. And you have the back side, because of course there's no place to sign your name, right? So you can put a piece of basic white cardstock back here. So that's the card. Oopsies. Let me know what you think. Do you like it? Let me show you the other ones that I came up with. We have our pretty wintry scene one, right? Isn't that pretty with those snowflakes? I love that too. So pretty. And then we have our charming day version. Another beautiful one. So let me know which one's your favorite. Do you like the Painted Illusions, Charming Day, or Peaceful Pine? I think that's called Peaceful Pine. Maybe it's not. Who knows? Anyway, let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this. And please remember to give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And don't forget to leave me a comment. Have a great day. Bye-bye.